Okay, this is what my tenon is going to look like. I always go with 5/12 of the total thickness for my tenon, because I figure a third is just a little too small, but a half is a little too big, and 5/12 is right in between. And as it works out for those dimensions, I end up with 1 inch of waste here, then my 1 7/16 tenon, and then more waste all the way around. So now it's time to start cutting it out. Time to start cutting some tenons. I've already measured down 1 inch with the circular saw. So I'm going to cut all the inch sides first. So now we just set our little fence. Okay, I'm going to try splitting off the ends here again. Let's see now. Let's choose about half of it. Let's not go the whole bit. And after much chiseling, we now finish things off with the hand plane. Okay, let's give the sawing method another try. This is my rip saw. I found it in one of my little miter box sets. So what we want to do is kind of guide this right next to our mark on both faces. That's getting there. That's getting a little tight. Probably because the cut is not perfect. Okay, that might be about all I'm going to be able to reach with that. Okay. Okay, it's time to try a different method. Trying to split this off is time consuming. Trying to saw it off is time consuming, so I'm just going to make a series of cuts and bust it out of there, and then finish it off with the hand plane. So we will see how this goes. I'm just going to use my square here as a guide. Just move it over. Okay, here we go. So I've already made that cut, so let's make this cut. Now let's see what we got here. Okay, that was actually pretty quick. Now let's do a little bit of chisel work just to get rid of some of the bigger chunks. Okay, now we're ready for the plane. Already! So here is the face side of the D leg. So as you recall, we wanted to go 1 inch in from the face. So I've got this set for 1 inch. So that makes the first measurement easy. Now I have a 1 3/8 Forstner bit to start boring out these holes. So I need to go up to 2 3/8 on this thing so that I can draw that in. So this should be our waste wood. Okay, so with what's left of my bench, I'm going to use to chop these out. After a bit of fine tuning, I think I'm ready to test fit this. So, let's see what we got here. Slips most of the way on. And we got to kind of bap it the rest of the way. And I could live with that for the lower rail. Now would be a good time to cut the rabbet on the back of this that is going to receive the boards that form the lower shelf. So I'm just going to cut it 1 inch by 1 inch square right out of the corner here. The next step is to start drilling holes for draw boring. So we're going to have to put a hole in here, and then of course a hole in the tenon that's offset by about 1/8 of an inch. That way we can draw it together, and we're also going to do the same up here for this rail. Let's see here, it goes like this, so we will be putting a hole through here and then another hole through here so we can draw bore that together. So that's what I'm getting ready to do now. I'm going with a 1 inch Forstner bit. Let's see, now I got to just get this lined up with the center of my mark right there. Yeah, that's good. And here we go. Okay, now that I have my holes bored, I need to make the other hole in the tenon, but I want to offset this hole towards the shoulder about 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to have to reassemble everything and then draw down inside so that I know where to put the next hole. Okay, so with a lot more draw boring and a lot of heavy lifting and pounding, the lower rails are now in place. I don't have the drawboard pegs made or purchased yet, but at least the lower rails are here ready to receive their boards, and you can see there's already that inch lip right there, the rabbet, to receive the boards. So I've brought the first board in. It is currently laying on top of the bench, and I've already laid out 3 boards, and let me see if I can get this right. Let's see, this is not one of my lines, but they measure about 11.5 inches wide by the required almost 29 inches to go across from rail to rail. So I'm getting ready to cut them right now, and so I have my little fence set up. Let's go ahead and start ripping off some boards. Okay, and there we have it, the completed shelf on the bottom. I'm just going to let those boards dry as they lay. They may cup or warp or whatever, I don't really care. I'll deal with them as it happens, but for now, I'd say it's fine.